I can't believe we are in April already in 2023. I feel like the year just started. But yet, we are progressing right along. NBA is coming down. This is the last week in the regular season for the NBA. As next week the play-in tournament happens. We are a week into MLB, the Major League Baseball season right now. And we have the Masters starting today. Man, and I'm definitely here for it. So, all right, let's get started with basketball. Let's start with that. The NBA. All right, so at this point, what we do know is the Milwaukee Bucks have the number one seed throughout the playoffs. They have clinched the best record in the NBA. So that means the road to the championship goes to Milwaukee. That team is locked and loaded. That team is poised to take home the title this year. They end up beating my Bulls last night. I mean, that's kind of easy these days. But more importantly, as far as this team here, the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis is playing at an MVP level. In my opinion, should be the MVP, but, they're going to probably give it to Embiid at this point. You got Chris Middleton, who hasn't played the whole year, but, he's getting worked back into the lineup. Drew Holiday has played sensational. When you have key role players, like Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, Pat Connaughton, Grayson Allen, Joe Ingles, you have shooters, you have veterans, and there's more players. Jay Crowder. Like, this team is stacked with a bunch of people that have been there before, that know how to play defense, that know how to hit the big shots when it matters. This team is poised. And if Giannis is playing at MVP form throughout the playoffs, I do not see anyone beating them 4 out of 7. I don't. You can start with, let's build a wall around Giannis. Like, I don't see it happening. It's not the same. Between the players around him and his evolution as a player from what it was 3-4 years ago, I don't see it. I don't see it. No, that's not happening. And as good as the Boston Celtics was, at the end of last year when they made it to the finals and the upgrades in the offseason, but I don't see it. And Jason Tatum has played sensational this year. So has Jaylen Brown. And that team is good. But I do not see them beating Milwaukee this year. I don't. And if we think about it, last year, it took them 7 games to beat Milwaukee without Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton did not play at all last year in the playoffs. And I strongly felt like Milwaukee would have went to the finals last year if Chris Middleton was healthy and playing. And now their team is better. Philly. I feel like Philly has a better chance of making it to the finals than Boston this year. Crazy within itself, right? It's just the fact that Joel Embiid is playing on another level. You give me a healthy Embiid and a healthy 76ers roster against the Celtics in the playoffs, I'm taking the Sixers this time around. I have that much confidence in the Sixers getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. And, at this point, Boston is going to be the 2 seed, I believe. Philly should be the 3 seed. The one matchup we know for sure that's happening is the Cleveland Cavaliers will host the New York Knicks in the first round of 4 and 5. And I was listening to Stephen A. Smith yesterday, and he made a valid point. The Knicks cannot get sent home in the first round by Donovan Mitchell. Because there was rumors all last summer that Donovan Mitchell was ready to leave and wanted to come to the New York Knicks. And it seemed like everything was prime and position for him to go to the Knicks, and it didn't happen. So you cannot get sent home by the guy that wanted to be a Knick, and he ended up a Cavalier. You cannot do it. And Cleveland is a better team than the Knicks. But if you're the Knicks, you cannot get sent home by Donovan Mitchell. You can lose to anybody else. So I 100% agree with Stephen A. Smith from that aspect. You cannot get sent by the guy that wanted to be a Knick, and ultimately you did not trade for him for whatever reason. But now you let the Cleveland Cavaliers get him, have one of the best backcourts in the league with Darius Garland. You have Evan Mobley. You have Jared Allen. You have a lot of key components on this team. That's not going to be an easy task for the Knicks at all. And even though the Knicks has played a lot better since the trade deadline, since they acquired Josh Hart, because him and his former running mate at Villanova are now teammates in Jalen Brunson. You just cannot, I repeat, cannot lose to Donovan Mitchell in the first round if you're the New York Knicks. You just can't do it. Brooklyn is staying afloat even since, they got rid of their two superstars. Mikal Bridges has been doing his thing. I see they got Joe Harris back. Spencer Dinwiddie is back in the fold. Like, Brooklyn may not have any superstars, but they play hard. I don't know if they're going to have enough to probably beat Philly if they, stay out the play-in tournament, which I think they will. But we'll see. Then you got Miami at 7 right now, who I'm pretty sure they do want a rematch with the Boston Celtics in the first round if they can get there. I would love to see that matchup. And then you got a crapshoot between the Hawks, the Raptors, and my Bulls. I would love to see the Bulls make the playoffs because for whatever reason, the Bulls play better against, good teams and trash against bad teams. So if that tells you anything, they won't get out the play-in tournament because they won't beat, looks like the Raptors at this point. So we'll see with that one. And, of course, the Wild Wild West continues to get wilder. One thing I did not know or did not realize, per se, that the Clippers have won 11 straight against the Lakers. So the battle of L.A., between LeBron, AD, Kawhi, and Paul George and all that stuff. In hit-to-hit matchups, this has basically been the Clippers, but we have yet to see them play against each other in the playoffs. And I'm hoping somehow, some way, that can happen this year. With a healthy Paul George comes back, the Lakers playing as good as they are now, with the addition of Russell Westbrook that changed locker rooms within the Staples Center, I would love to see the Lakers and the Clippers square off in a playoff series. If they can make it happen, that'd be the cherry on top for me in the Western Conference because it's already going to be star-struck. It's already going to be locked and loaded. I don't know who's coming out the West. Some people like Denver. Some people like Memphis. Some people like the Lakers. I get it. Some people like the Clippers, and of course a healthy Phoenix Suns. Boy, oh boy, you better watch out there. The Sacramento Kings are no scrubs. Golden State Warriors are getting Andrew Wiggins back, but apparently he's not playing the last 2 games, so they avoid the play-in tournament. Maybe they can, get him acclimated back in the process and practice, but nevertheless, the West is very wild right now. Dallas is, fighting for their lives. They're 11 seed with the tie with the same record as the Thunder, but the Thunder got the tiebreaker right now. So it's coming down to the last 2 games there. With the Lakers lost yesterday, they got bumped down to the 7th seed again. So they may or may not be in the play-in tournament. You could say the same thing with the Pelicans. Clippers and Golden State Warriors tied with 42 and 38 with their record, 5th and 6th seeds. So basically, it's like 5 through 9 can change seats because the Timberwolves are 40 and 40. So it's only a 2-game difference between 5 teams with 2 games left. And like I mentioned, you got Dallas and Oklahoma fighting for that last spot of the play-in tournament. And I said it before and I say it again. I don't feel like anybody wants to see Dallas in the first round. I don't care how terrible they're playing. And I was telling my friend this the other day. I do not want to see Luka and Kyrie Irving together in a series. Yeah, I know they don't play a lick of defense, but it's not because of Kyrie Irving at all. Kyrie Irving has actually kept them in games. It's the rest of the team. You got to play some D. You just do. You got to play better. Because, man, if they find out how to play any defense, whew, look out. Because remember, this team went to the Western Conference Finals last year. The Western Conference Finals. So, yeah, I understand. Finney Smith is not there anymore. Dinwiddie's not there anymore. Jalen Brunson, I get all that, but you still got quite a few people that was on that team that knows what to do when they get to the playoffs. They just got to get there. Problem is they got a hungry Oklahoma City Thunder team that's trying to prove a point out here that we're not just, a team full of lottery picks and can't do anything with it. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander says, you going to respect me. You going to watch me come out here and ball, and I'm going to show you what I can do. And so that's what he's doing. So, yeah, man, we are definitely locked and loaded on both sides here. Playing tournament starts next week. I'm excited as a fan of the game because I can't really get too excited for my Bulls team because we stuck in purgatory. If this was the Matrix, we stuck at that train station trying to get out. But yeah. So yeah, that's basketball for now. Baseball, like I said, we are a week in. And it's definitely for my White Sox, we've had a tough schedule so far. But I feel like we're hanging in there. I do. I mean, the first series, we have 4 games against the defending champs, the reigning champs, the Houston Astros, and we split. And we actually had times where we could have won 3 or 4 games out of that series. So to split with them on the road, I'll take that. And now we're in the series against the Giants. The first game, they beat the brakes off of us, but we came back yesterday and, won convincingly against them. So I'll take it 3-3 split for a very tough schedule to start off the year with. But yeah, just, couple of notes here. Tampa Bay, the Rays, they're undefeated at 6-0. The only undefeated team left in baseball right now. Yankees are 4-2. The Guardians are leading the Central Division right now, 5-2. They're a game and a half up on my Sox. The Rangers and the Angels right now 4-2. I mean, you might want to take a screenshot of that because I'm pretty sure in about 2 weeks from now they'll probably be at the bottom of the division, but who knows? Maybe there is some sustainability right there. The Braves are 5-1, leading the NL East. Same record with the Milwaukee Brewers in the NL Central, as the Cubs are 2-3, 2.5 games back. Surprisingly enough, the St. Louis Cardinals are the last in that division, but once again, let's check back in 2 weeks from now and see what happens there. And the Dodgers, they are number 1 in the NL West, 4-2. In that star-studded division, that division is locked and loaded. I expect that division to go down to the final week, just like the last couple of years. So yeah, we'll see there. I'm definitely a little bit more optimistic this year as a Sox fan, and just optimistic at all in general. I'm hoping, this this pitch clock and batter clock, whatever you want to call it, is a more of a positive change and impact on the game. So I know players are still trying to fill it out because I believe yesterday Shohei Ohtani is the first player to get a violation for pitching and hitting in the same game. So yeah, they're still getting used to it. So we'll keep it at that. And now the Masters. The Masters, in my opinion, is the biggest golf event every year for the PGA. There's definitely, a couple of headlines here. You got the Live Tour guys, 18 of them in the Masters here, and of course there's beef between those players and the actual players in the PGA. But apparently they, keeping it cordial here because it's the Masters out of respect for that in Augusta. So, that's always fun. And of course, the only reason why I'm even interested is because of Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, man. He's the reason why I even picked up golf clubs in high school. The reason why I still have an interest in golf today. even though he's not the same Tiger Woods from when I was growing up, but still, the Tiger effect is a real thing. And for those that did not have a chance to see Tiger in his prime, and you missed out on something spectacular. In the last 25 years, Tiger Woods is arguably the most dominant athlete on the face of this planet. Arguably the most dominant athlete on the face of this planet, Tiger Woods. Like, I'm putting him and Serena Williams in the same stratosphere. I mean, there's only a few other athletes. I know some people probably would say Floyd Mayweather, and that's a whole nother story right there. But as far as dominance, like, Tiger Woods is almost second to none, if not no one's close. What he was able to do in his prime in the late 90s, 2000s, it's remarkable. Just simply remarkable. There was a fear that he put in other players. When you saw Tiger Woods on Sunday wearing his red shirt, his red polo, you already knew. You already knew what was happening. The intimidation factor was real. He wasn't out here making buddy with everybody. He didn't sit with anyone. He wasn't making friends. He put fear in everyone. And I've seen many come and go trying to, be as good as him, and it never panned out. And I don't think there's ever going to be another golfer to have the level of dominance that Tiger Woods had. I believe in his first Masters, was it 97? He won by 12 strokes against the field. What, fresh out of college? Like, and I think he was 21 when he won. The youngest ever to put on a green jacket. And yeah, I understand, life happened along the way, and this is not the same Tiger Woods. I mean, he doesn't, I guess, have that. He doesn't, I know for a fact he doesn't put fear in these guys here because he's friendly and stuff. And, maybe he has a different appreciation of life because, he's a couple years removed from almost, tragically ending his life with that car accident. He almost lost his leg, almost lost his life. And we didn't think he was going to be on the golf course again, ever. So, I mean, it's a different Tiger Woods right now. I understand that. But to see Tiger Woods win the Masters, within the last couple years ago, what was it, within the last 5 years, and the way that happened, that was probably one of my personal favorite wins of his career. And I know it's wishful thinking, but I'm definitely hoping, he is in contention over the weekend. First things first, you have to make the cut. That's always the big thing nowadays. You just got to make the cut because you don't have a chance if you don't make the cut, right? So you at least got to do that first, and then see how well he's playing. If he's already playing well, Thursday and Friday, and he shoots like a 67 on Saturday, maybe, just maybe, if he's within like 3 or 4 strokes entering Sunday, who knows? You might see the red polo on Sunday. And it may not have the same effect that it did 20, 25 years ago, but I tell you what, if I see a Tiger Woods, within striking distance, he wearing that red polo on Sunday, whew, I ain't putting anything past him. I'm pretty sure there's still greatness inside of that man. And then lastly, I know he mentioned he don't know how many more he got left. So I'm going to just appreciate every moment that he has on this golf course here. Because like I'm telling you, in the last 25 years, I don't think there's a athlete that has been more dominant than Tiger Woods, by far. So, yeah, I'll be rooting. I'll be watching from a distance today with the Masters. So we'll take it from there. So continue to rock with your boy right here on the No Offense Radio, No Offense Network. Check me out on social media at JGoodWithSports. We're talking about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And continue to rock with your boy right here on JGoodWithSports podcast, wherever you get your podcast from. Saturday, on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, my bros, Brandon and Ian, or sometimes go by Peoples Hernandez or Rod Tidwell, whatever you want to call them these days. But anyway, we chopping it up. Probably talk some baseball this Saturday. So for all my baseball fans, and if you want to continue the conversation, come join us on Saturday, 7 a.m. Central Time on Facebook. Yeah, we got that going on. So yeah, until next time, you all be safe. Enjoy. Happy Easter to ones that celebrated. Good Fridays tomorrow. But until next time, peace.